Avatars. A person in a universe that the universe is intertwined with. With an avatar comes a set of SMGs that look like the avatar. And if an avatar unalives, the entire universe unalives along with them. Today we're going to be discussing the very fabric of the avatar concept, and touching on plot holes that may actually not be plot holes at all. Welcome to the SMG4 Avatar Theory. Make sure to like and subscribe. Enjoy the video. So far in the SMG4 universe, we have seen a total of 3 avatars. Only one of them is alive today, and that's Mario. Avatars are the main characters of universes in the SMG4 canon, and most universes are in the form of video games. So it makes sense that if an avatar is unalived, then at that point the video game doesn't know what to do with itself and glitches out as it reaches a state of just raw confusion. I mean, if you think about it, if you remove pretty much what the game is based on in terms of code, the game is probably not going to be able to run anymore. But the weird thing is about this restriction is that there is a giant plot hole here. If Mario, the SM64 avatar, unalives, then the universe goes down with him, right? So what about the times where the show makes it seem that Mario has been unalived and the universe ends up completely fine? This problem is most namely in the SMG4 episode Luigi Uprising. Basically, in this episode, a bunch of Luigi dolls transform everyone in the Mushroom Kingdom into Luigi dolls, and Luigi, Boomkins, and Shroomy get stuck in a freezer and then thaw out 500 years into the future, where everyone is presumed to be unalived. Wow, that is dark. The only survivor is presumed to be New Super Duper Mario Plus Ultra, which is Mario's great million great grandson, which means that Mario is presumed to be unalived. And if Mario is unalived, then doesn't that mean that the universe itself should have been destroyed along with Mario? This is where things get complicated, but I have a pretty good theory as to why the universe isn't destroyed, and the simple answer to that is Mario is simply still alive during this time. But how would that even be possible? Presuming that the Mushroom Kingdom inhabitants have the same lifespan a normal human has in the real world, there isn't a way that anyone could have survived for 500 years. But that's the thing. This isn't the real world. This is a fictional world inside of a video game. SMG4 is canonically set after the events of Super Mario 64, meaning that every event that has happened is set inside of the Super Mario 64 emulator. And since this world is inside of Super Mario 64, time really doesn't exist here. I mean, if you think about it, every video game you play, whether that be Super Mario 64 or not, really doesn't have a feeling of time or aging in this matter. Now, yes, some video games do have it as a feature, but for the most part, video games give a feeling of a fake perception of time, meaning that it feels like time is moving forward because the game is progressing, but in reality, time doesn't exist. Anytime you load up Super Mario 64, it will always be the same game. Even if you played Super Mario 64 for 500 years straight, or kept the game running for 500 years at least, it will still be the same game as it was 500 years ago. There is no aging here, and that is the false perception of time. Mario is immortal in this game. He cannot be unalived from old age. And since SMG4 is based on Super Mario 64, it makes sense that Mario can't age here either. But is there any proof though of Mario not aging and still being alive? Well, for that we need to go all the way back, and I mean way all the way back, to the SMG4 episode Castle Jumping Equals Time Traveling. In this episode, Mario accidentally time travels after jumping off the castle roof and meets another version of himself 10,000 years into the future. And these two Marios look exactly the same age. The only difference is that Mario from the future has blue gloves. I mean, let's be honest here, who wants to wear the same pair of gloves for 10,000 years? But that proves that Mario just doesn't age in the series, just because of the way that Super Mario 64 is designed. If you left Super Mario 64 running for 10,000 years, Mario will still look the same way he did when you first booted the game up 10,000 years ago. And so we can presume that in the Luigi Uprising episode, Mario is still alive because, well, he's alive in 10,000 years, so he has to be alive then. The only hole left in this theory is that we've seen Mario in baby form before, implying that aging is a thing in this series. But here's the thing. Super Mario 64 as a game never started as Mario being a baby. This is an SMG4 thing, and we know that the people in the Great Beyond seem to like to mess around with the code of this game to do their bidding. Mario being a baby is a direct result of the SMG4 series. There were no flashbacks to Mario being a baby in Super Mario 64 because it wasn't designed to be that way. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is Super Mario 64 personalized to the point where the Great Beyond has changed their copy of Super Mario 64 so much that Mario can have flashbacks of being a baby. Did these events really happen, or were these injected into the series or inside of Mario's head because the Great Beyond wanted to? What happened to the universe before Mario was born? How could this be Super Mario 64 when Mario didn't exist yet. I mean, if you do this with any game really, take out the main playable character and there isn't that much of a game to play. So that means that this memory has to have been put in place by the Great Beyond just for the sake of our own entertainment. And this does lead back to my SMG4 Guardian theory, which if you haven't seen yet, we discussed that very topic of the Great Beyond's manipulation of this universe.